A writer from the Boston Globe tells black men to not vote Republican. What's up, everybody? I'm Keisha, and I wanted to come on and talk about this article that I read on the Boston Globe that just absolutely made me go crazy. So, Renee Graham of the Boston Globe tells black men what to do, where to do it, and how to get it done. I quote from her. In the midterm elections, about 17% of black men voted to give Texas Republican Ted Cruz another term in the Senate. Around 11% supported Georgia gubernatorial candidate Brian Kemp, even though he did his best as the Republican Secretary of State to disenfranchise more than 1 million voters, the majority of them African American. So here's my request. Black men, vote like black women, end quote. My response to Ms. Graham is, first, why is your very first piece of advice for black men would be to do what black women do? Are they not smart enough or thoughtful enough to have their own mind to vote for their values and do what they feel is right for them? Maybe they just did it to spite you because they are sick of black women trying to tell them what to do. Renee, you don't even give one good reason for a Democrat, one good reason to vote for a Democrat. Renee, you don't even give one good reason to vote for a Democrat. I know it's hard to find a reason, but you could have given one. You merely cite left-wing rhetoric that Republicans are racist, you know, the usual. She then goes on to say, and I quote, in Tuesday's midterms, 94% of black women voters supported Beto O'Rourke, Cruz's opponent. In Georgia, 97% of African American women backed Democrat Stacey Abrams. Okay, so what? That might actually be a problem. Why are black men required to follow behind black women in their decisions? Everything black women do is not some magical gift bestowed upon us by God. We make mistakes and can certainly vote the wrong way. Just take a look at the last 50 years and where the black family is. That's primarily led by black women. Let's take a look at just a few of O'Rourke's shenanigans. He doesn't want parents to have control over where they send their child to school. So if your child is in a bad school, too bad. There's nothing you can do about it. And as a mother and a black woman, I would vote against that. He shows up to a black church to stir up your emotions, to never be seen in a black church again. Then he'll turn around and vote for late-term abortions, which kill millions of unborn black children every year. Stacey Abrams, she basically supports the exact same policies as O'Rourke, so I see exactly why black men did not vote for these people. Here is Graham again, and I quote, black women generally don't vote against their self-interest. We vote as if our lives depend on it, because they do, end quote. Not only do black women vote against their self-interest, we have been constantly voting for a party that is against our values as well. Here's a few. Democrats fought fiercely for slavery. Democrats voted against every piece of civil rights action legislation in Congress from 1866 to 1966. Democrats voted to keep African Americans in slavery. Democrats voted to keep blacks from voting. Democrats voted to keep blacks from being citizens. Bill Clinton passed the crime bill that has locked up more black men in American history. Not to mention, Democrats are the party that led black women away from their men and encouraged them to marry the government, which they still heavily rely on today. Black women have become more loyal to the government than to God. Most blacks, men included, are still supporting these policies that do nothing for black people. They simply give you just enough crumbs to shut you up, then patting you on the back while claiming that you're a poor victim while pushing a voting ballot on you, standing over you, making sure you check that box with a D. Then she goes on to say, and this is the kicker. This is the one that took me there. I quote, how can so many black men still align with a party that now more than ever is unified by white identity politics? This is hard to even talk about without laughing. Align with a party that is unified by white identity politics now more than ever? The KKK was the military arm of the Democratic Party. That's less racist than now? How? The implications in this so-called article is that whatever black women do, black men need to fall in line and do as they're told. Well, Democrats over the years have been great at telling black men what to do. Renee Graham has graciously taken the baton from her master. She is lock in step in instructing what black men should and should not do. What do you guys think about this article? Let me know in the comments below. Are you as outraged as I am that here is a black woman telling black men what to do, not encouraging them to think for their own selves and not encouraging them to lead their own families? I don't know. Does this make you as enraged as it did me? Or are you not bothered by it? Let me know in the comments below. Y'all be blessed.